formative speech, the speaker should act as a reporter who gathers facts and materials to share with the audience. Does the speaker succeed as acting as a neutral reporter?
If you have a full-time job, would you rather work 8 hours a day or 10? Ever since World War II, the typical work week has consisted of 5 days a week for 8 hours a day, for a total of 40 hours. But in recent years, some companies, schools, and some government agencies have converted to a different work week. 4 days for 10 hours a day. And that's a total of 40 hours, of course. Is the new system better? Some people say it's superior because it helps save time and money. On the other hand, opponents of the idea say that a 10-hour day creates problems with fatigue and scheduling. I'm not here to argue for or against. I just want to lay out the pros and the cons, and then you can decide for yourself. Let's start with the pros. People who argue in favor of the 4-day work week have a strong case. They point out that employees save money on gas by traveling to and from work one less day. The mayor of Birmingham, Alabama, Larry Langford, says that after his city switched from 5 days to 4, the city employees saved $100,000 on gas each year. Working only 4 days a week also means that you have a 3-day weekend. You have more time to relax, take trips, go out with your family and friends. You have more time to run other errands that are harder to do during the work week. Many employees say that a 4-day work week makes them happier and more productive. A manager at 37 Signals, a software company in Chicago, says that a 3-day weekend means that employees come back on Monday feeling more relaxed and refreshed. And they work harder and more efficiently during the work week because they don't want to go back to the old system. Some employers have switched to the 4-day system not only to help employees save money on gas, but to save money for the business or agency. For example, Wabash National, a trailer-making company in Lafayette, Indiana, only has their plants open for 4 days a week to save money on energy bills, janitorial services, and security costs. The first state to have a mandatory 4-day work week for state employees was Utah. That was in 2008. That change affected 17,000 employees. Utah officials estimated the conversion saves the state $3 million a year. So far, the 4-day work week sounds great, but let's look at the other side of the debate. There are strong arguments against the 4-day work week. A 10-hour day can be very fatiguing and can cause you to create more mistakes and accidents. The Los Angeles Times studied federal accident reports and concluded that the longer you work, the more problems you can make. When it comes to surgeons and truck drivers and airline pilots, those mistakes can lead to fatal accidents. In the 1970s, there was an energy crisis that caused some companies to convert to the 4-day week. But most of these companies eventually shifted back to the 5-day week. Why? Chris Stile of San Diego gives an insight. He says he was working as an industrial engineer in a pharmaceutical company in the 1970s. After adopting 10-hour days, he says the company experienced an uptick in accidents, that people were tired and less careful. After the gas crisis waned, the company returned to 8 hours a day and the number of accidents dropped. The 10-hour workday can cause a drop in productivity as well. For example, on an internet discussion forum, one woman who worked in an insurance agency said that she usually my brain gets tired and I just coast the last 2 or 3 hours. The 4-day work week causes family problems as well. On Monday through Thursday, parents have a hard time fulfilling their responsibilities. Taking kids to sports and school activities, preparing a family dinner, helping with homework. Sometimes it's hard to arrange for daycare so late in the day. Now let's review. We've seen that some people like the 4-day work week because it gives them an extra day, it gives them a longer weekend. But opponents say that the shorter work week can lead to fatigue and mistakes and scheduling problems. Now, this is a tough issue that doesn't have an easy answer. I spent the last week asking my friends which one they would prefer, and when I asked, they all said they'd prefer the 4-day work week. Now, when I asked if they preferred longer shifts for people like surgeons, truck drivers, and airline pilots, everyone said, no way. I'd be happy to take questions and comments.